habits are the key to long-term change because so much of what we do is handled by the subconscious mind. Let's look at some habits for intentional living. Your intentional life might look different than mine, but I'll give you some examples of intentional living habits that I use every day to help you start thinking of your own. In case you're new here, I'm Shelly from Personal Improvement Academy. I support multi-passionate women who love their big dreams and the family they want to share it with. Let's get started. Atomic Habits is one of my all-time favorite books. We're going to use the concepts of habit stacking and implementation intentions to help us create intentional living habits. I've broken my habits into 3 categories: morning routine, evening routine, and throughout the day. The morning and evening routine ones are based on habit stacking. The throughout the day ones are more based on implementation intentions. The starting event for my morning routine habits is waking up, because hopefully I'm going to be doing that every day. Make sure that you tailor your morning routine to fit your needs and your lifestyle, but here are some suggestions of what I do. I know that it can be tempting to want to reach for your phone first thing when you wake up and, check your emails, check your text messages, look at social media, but this is actually not good for your brain first thing in the morning. It's too much stimulation. It will kind of set the tone for the rest of your day. If you start your brain overstimulated, you're gonna feel frantic and busy and not be able to have the calm that you want throughout the day. So try to avoid reaching for your phone first thing when you wake up. Instead, I recommend a meditation practice. First thing in the morning, before I even get out of bed, I go through a bunch of I am statements, okay? These are things that describe who I am and who I want to be, the best version of myself. So when I'm still groggy from waking up, I'm going through these I am statements to kind of solidify this identity piece that's going to help me make choices that align with that throughout the whole day. Then I'll set the intention for the day ahead and kind of do a visualization on how I see this day going. Okay, I'll imagine all the things that I plan on doing that day and how they're going to go well, how I'm going to handle difficult situations, so that my mind already kind of has a ready-made solution for anything I anticipate running into that day. The next thing I like to do in the morning is to get sunshine in my eyes. This helps with your circadian rhythms and helps your brain know that now it's time to wake up and that in about 12 hours, it's going to be time to start winding down to go to sleep. The next intentional habit in my morning routine is to do warm lemon water. I know this one isn't for everyone, but I have always really loved lemons. Like my mom used to peel lemons and then slice them up, and we would put a little bit of salt on them and we would just eat them straight. I actually had to go onto a special toothpaste to help rebuild my enamel because I loved lemons so much and I just was eating them. I do lemon water in the morning because I don't mind the taste. I actually really like it and it's good for me. And so first thing, I will go warm up some water and then I will squeeze fresh lemon into the water and I will drink that first thing. The next intentional habit is to nourish your body before the day starts to get away from you. So within an hour, hour and a half of waking up, I try to get a healthy breakfast that has a fiber, healthy fat, and protein. Okay, this helps stabilize your blood sugar. I had to work with a nutritionist about a year ago to try to relieve some headache issues that I was having. And this is one of the big things, is I needed to be eating every 3 to 4 hours, starting with a breakfast within the first hour and a half of waking up. The starting event for my evening routine is getting the kids to bed. I kind of think of it as bookends. So I have more control over the beginning and the end of my day and less control over what happens in the middle. So I like to make sure that I begin and end my day intentionally and then just kind of do my best to be intentional throughout the day as well. So for my evening routine, I will put phones and screens away 30 minutes before bed because the blue light that your screens emit actually is very similar wavelength to what the sun is. It's a blue wavelength, and that will tell your brain that it needs to be awake. So I want to have that not near my brain for the last 30 minutes before I'm going to get into bed. And then when I'm in bed, I will do a reflection. I'll think through all the day's events and everything that has happened and kind of what went well, what didn't, take notes of what I can do better. But I don't want to end on that because my brain will just spin all night long. So what I end with is a gratitude practice and looking for glimmers. Okay, so I tried the gratitude journal thing where you're actually writing them down, and I had a hard time being consistent with it. But ending my day just thinking about all the things that I'm thankful for has really helped set the tone. And it has also helped because anything that you're looking for, you're going to find that. Your brain is like a computer that wants to find the answer for you. So if you're looking for something, you're going to see it everywhere. Okay. And so by ending my evening with gratitude, it helps train my brain to look for those things throughout the day. I also look for glimmers, which if you don't know what that is, it's like the opposite of a trigger, right? So a trigger will make you feel anxious or upset or kind of these negative emotions. A glimmer is kind of opposite in that it will bring a feeling of calmness, of happiness, of joy, those kinds of feelings. So I look for glimmers throughout the day, and then I review through my glimmers in the evening right before I go to bed. My throughout the day habits are triggered by various things that I know are going to happen throughout the day. So my first throughout the day habit is drinking water. I keep this big water bottle, it's 64 ounces, and I carry it with me everywhere I go. And so this serves as a reminder for me to be drinking water often. Keeping hydrated will definitely help with your health. It's a very healthy habit to develop. And so I do my best to drink a lot of water throughout the day. The next throughout the day habit is to nourish your body. For a long time, I was dealing with chronic headaches, and they eventually got bad enough that I ended up working with a nutritionist to try to resolve them. And one of the big things that we implemented was that I needed to be eating every 3 hours something that had fiber, healthy fat, and protein. The healthy fat was actually something that I was not getting enough of, and it was causing leaky gut issues. And so now I'm really intentional about making sure that I'm getting a blood sugar stabilizing meal every 3 hours. The next throughout the day habit is to move your body. I keep some weights next to my desk, and every time that I finish a meeting for work, I will just pick the weights up and I will just do a quick set. Okay, I'm just getting the blood flowing, I'm moving my body. The next throughout the day habit is to win, which stands for what's important now. So throughout the day, when I find myself getting distracted or like I'm not really focused on what I should be, I'll think, what's important now? And that helps me to kind of reground and refocus and to be able to reprioritize my energy and my focus to what's really going to make the most impact in that moment. Okay, it helps me to be grounded. It helps me to be present. That way, if I'm playing with my kids, I'm not thinking about the 5 emails that I need to go respond to. So that'll help with connection and presence. The next throughout the day habit is to pause before committing. So when someone asks me to take something on, I'm just going to kind of pause and just take a minute to evaluate. Like, is this something that's aligned for me to take on? Do I have the capacity to take this on? And is there something that's more important that is going to get bumped off of my priority list if I do take this on? Because every time that you say yes to one thing, you are by default saying no to something else, because you do not have an unlimited capacity. And so you have to be intentional about what you say yes to so that you are also intentional about what you say no to. Because if you say yes to this project, you may be saying no to time with your family. Habits are the best way to make lasting change. If you want to learn more about intentional living, check out the next video on your screen. Thanks so much. Bye.